This is a stark reminder of the impacts of climate change in our immediate vicinity here in Australia.
Once again, Australians are battling a natural disaster on a scale never seen before. A report by the UN's climate change body out today warns it's about to get worse. Finding climate change and related extreme events will significantly increase ill health and premature deaths from the near to long term.
The cumulative scientific evidence is unequivocal. Climate change is a threat to human health and well-being and the health of the planet.
I think, given all the predictions of climate change, we are going to see more intense and irregular events. There's no argument about that. And you are dead right. The IPCC is dead right.
While natural disasters bring imminent danger to people's lives, the report warns climate change will also lead to increased deaths and illness from heat, malnutrition, malaria and gastro, as well as increasing threats to mental health. Jen Spears was 3 months pregnant with her third child when the Black Summer bushfires swept across Australia's east coast 2 years ago, exposing her to a thick blanket of smoke for 5 weeks.
I delivered my daughter at 39 weeks on doctor's orders, and when they inspected the placenta, it was a placenta of a heavy smoker, which I am not. I'm not a heavy smoker. I've never smoked a day in my life.
Her daughter Mia was born healthy, but it's unclear what the long-term health effects for babies like her will be. Further along the coast, Dr Michael Holland said others were unable to withstand the smoke.
And we know that the incidence of high blood pressure in pregnancy, gestational diabetes in pregnancy, low birth weight of babies and preterm birth are all increased by this air pollution.
Australian researcher Dr Catherine Bowen was a lead author on the IPCC's Health Chapter, which focuses on the real-world impacts of climate change.
One thing that we're seeing now is what we're calling cascading and compounding impacts. So, for example, the Black Summer in Australia was preceded by 2019 severe droughts, and then the summer fires were followed by floods in some places. And these compounding and cascading impacts really affect individuals and society's ability to recover.
The report warns in Australia heat will reach the limit of human survivability, with parts of northern Australia becoming unlivable, and that rural communities will face increased stress. Stanthorpe gift shop owner Debbie Wilmot has seen firsthand the devastating impacts of drought on her community.
The heartbreaking stories that we got from our farmers and our locals, it just was gut-wrenching.
Water had to be trucked into this town in southern Queensland for 18 months after it ran out of water in 2018, before bushfires shrouded the town in smoke the following year after years of drought.
I'm a chronic asthmatic, and the dry and the dust and the smoke and the bushfires really had an impact on my health. Being out in the regional areas, you don't have access to a lot of health professionals.
The panel has warned health systems need to be strengthened to protect human health and well-being, and warned a key risk for Australia is an inability of institutions and governance systems to manage.
There's a very large gap in our adaptation efforts to date. National planning on health and climate change is advancing. So, for example, the Victorian government released its health adaptation plan earlier this year, but implementing these plans is key and remains challenging.
In a statement, a spokesperson for the Federal Health Minister said the government's Climate and Resilience Adaptation Strategy, released last year, includes health system considerations and is designed to support governments, communities and businesses to better adapt, and that climate change is a global challenge and all countries, including Australia, need to take action. Jen Spears says authorities can't afford to wait for more victims before they act.
We need to start taking stock of what's important to us as Australians. And if it's not the health and well-being of our most vulnerable, like our babies, our children, what's the point?
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.